Hi folks, Trev here. I'm going to outline why I feel these three companies' share prices will hit zero in the near future. So to get straight into it, the first two that are going to go to zero can be explained in one word: Google. They're not needed, and Google is pretty much what they need to survive, but Google is going to eat them up if it hasn't already eaten them up. So the first company is Groupon. At its height, Groupon was 6 billion. It's now worth around 100 million. And let's face it, what is Groupon's unique selling point? So the whole idea is that a company, like they used to do daily deals, so a company like a hotel or a restaurant or whatever it might be, valet or boiler service, would give a discount to Groupon because Groupon says, well, if you go with us, we're going to sell 100 boilers, or we're going to sell 1,000 car valets. So you give them a discount in order to sell, but they're using that discount that you're giving them to sell your product or service. So there's no need for them really. And ultimately, how does Groupon market your business? Well, there's only a few ways it can do that, but ultimately it would do it using Google or email marketing or Facebook marketing. So at the way Google and Groupon, or Google and Facebook are at the moment, you can ultimately go to these websites and very easily set up your advertising and give a discount the way Groupon would, but then you don't need Groupon. So what Groupon really is looking for, if you sell a product for €100, Groupon says, well, they'll take 10 or 20 euro. And then they'll use 10 or 20 euro for themselves, and then they'll use 10 or 20 euro to market your product or service. So ultimately, you're down pretty much 50%. You get a few sales in, and Groupon says that, well, sure, look, it's word of mouth. So once we get them in, you can get repeat customers. But I don't believe that's the case, because I think that if someone's going to Groupon to look for afternoon tea or a car valet, and they go to Groupon, the next time they need afternoon tea or a car valet, they'll do the same thing. They'll just go to Groupon or Living Social or another discount site to get the best deal. And again, all these companies can simply go to Facebook or Google or their own email marketing. So in that sense, I don't see Groupon providing any extra services that Google or Facebook have. So in that sense, I just see them going to zero, which is ironic because at one point, if I'm right, Google offered 6 billion for Groupon, but Groupon turned it down. The next company's fate will be similar to that of Groupon, and that is Angie's List, or Angi, ANGI.com. Again, they offer a service, lead generation, where a company or an individual will go to them and say, I need a tradesman, a boiler service, or whatever the case may be. And so again, where does Angi come in? Okay, so Angi will run adverts on Google or Facebook or their email marketing, and they'll do the same thing. Whereas the difference is, and Angie's worth about 1 billion now at this point, if I'm right, but their share price just keeps going down. So Angi is trying to, it's another layer the same way Groupon is. When people go to, if they're looking for something, they're probably going to go to Google versus Angie's List. So if you have Angi, they will go to Google, type in they need a boiler service, and they can get the best price. But Angi needs to pay Google. Google doesn't need to pay Angi. So in that sense, and these companies, both of these companies are saying they're making more money, their revenue is increasing, but the amount of money they're spending to get to that revenue is fairly large. And so they're making more money, but they're spending a heck of a lot more money to get there. So they're just another layer that I don't think is needed. And then the last company is Virgin Galactic, which I don't know if this is just a kind of a something that Richard Branson's looking to kind of, do in his age, and he's trying to get, something new or get into space or space trips or whatever the case may be. But he's trying to compete with Jeff Bezos, and he's trying to compete with Elon Musk, the second richest man in the world. So I just don't see him doing it. And this company as well, the share price has collapsed recently. So again, it's looking for funding in the future, or it's looking to generate revenue in the future. Whereas ultimately, maybe someone like Bezos or maybe someone like Musk can afford to kind of throw money at this. Maybe it works, maybe it doesn't work for them, and they lose their spot of being the second richest man in the world to being the 10th richest or the 50th richest man in the world. But ultimately, I don't think Branson's in that situation, and I don't see this generating any revenue anytime soon, at least before it goes to zero. So there you have it, folks. I hope you found that interesting. I'm not a financial advisor or financial guru or anything like that. I have no positions in any of these companies, but I do believe that in the end, Groupon will be gone fairly soon. Angi's List will be gone fairly soon, and Virgin Galactic will also be gone fairly soon. I hope you found this video interesting. Give it a like or share, and if you have any questions or comments, put them below, and I will try and help answer them as best I can. Thank you.